WCBS News Time, 10 o'clock.
CBS News, I'm Frank Settipani. The Senate is moving on to new business now that a Republican effort to repeal some parts of Obamacare has gone down to defeat. CBS News correspondent Nancy Cordes.
The ayes are 49, the nays are 51. The motion is not agreed to.
The GOP drive to repeal Obamacare fell apart at 1:29 a.m. Eastern Time.
Mr. McCain.
When Arizona Senator John McCain flashed a thumbs down, drawing gasps and some applause from Democrats.
Tax reform could be next up on the agenda. Political analyst Larry Sabato says there's no guarantee that would turn out any better.
If they decide to get clever and it gets complicated, that will go down too. There are 1,000 lobbies in Washington who don't like tax reform, and if you irritate enough of them, you're going to kill the bill.
86-year-old street priest Paul Shanley, a key figure in the clergy sex abuse scandal, has been released from a Massachusetts prison. He served 12 years for raping a 6-year-old boy. WBZ-TV reporter Anna Myler.
We know that he was released from the correctional center at some point this morning and that he will now be going to where it's listed as an apartment on the Sex Offender Registry website. But at this point, it's unclear who he will be living with.
Buildings are being evacuated and streets are closed in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where emergency crews are responding to reports of a natural gas leak not far from the MIT campus. The Kremlin responded quickly to a Senate vote imposing new sanctions for Russian election meddling and its moves in Ukraine and Syria. It told some U.S. diplomats to leave and closed a diplomatic retreat. Analyst James Nixon says this could be just the beginning.
We'll begin to see a more anti-American and increasingly anti-Trump rhetoric coming from Russia.
It's not clear if President Trump will sign the sanctions bill, which has cleared both houses of Congress. The State Department is telling relatives of U.S. diplomats and other Americans to clear out of Venezuela's capital city. A referendum Sunday could fuel fresh political violence. Phil Gunson is an analyst based in Caracas.
U.S. citizens and particularly U.S. personnel might well be a target because the U.S. government has just imposed another set of individual sanctions on Venezuelan officials.
A few hours from now, President Trump will be in a New York City suburb racked by gang violence. CBS's Stephen Portnoy has that.
The visit to Long Island and meetings with local law enforcement are expected to focus on the fight against gangs. Last week, federal charges were filed on Long Island against 17 suspected members of MS-13, including counts related to the April killings of 4 men in a park. Attorney General Sessions visited Islip shortly after that to declare war on the gang. Today he's in El Salvador focused on the fight. The president heads to Long Island without him.
In early trading on Wall Street, the averages are lower. The Dow Industrials are down 23 points. This is CBS News.